Hello, everybody. Look here. I have a mystery object today. Do you want to see what it is? Okay, get ready. 1, 2, 3. They are my shoes. As you can see, I have 3 different types of shoes here. I have my flip-flops, which are nice for walking around the house or going to the swimming pool. I have my high-heeled shoes that are very tall, and they are nice for special occasions, but not really for walking around. They are kind of uncomfortable. And I have my hiking boots, which are really nice for hiking or having adventures outdoors. Now, I love my shoes. So today, I am going to give my shoes some awards. Woohoo, awards, yay! Or some prizes, right? And here are the prizes or the awards that I'm going to give to my shoes. The first award is this one. I'm looking for the shoe that is the ugliest shoe. I'm also going to give an award for the one shoe that is the prettiest shoe. And finally, I'm going to give an award to the most comfortable shoe. Are you ready to hear? Well, let's start with the ugliest shoe. Now, I think that my flip-flops, although I like the color, they're kind of dirty and they're not very pretty. My high-heel shoes are very pretty. They are not ugly. But my hiking boots are kind of ugly, although they do have pink in them, and I like the pink. So, I think the award for the ugliest shoe goes to my flip-flops. All right, flip-flops, you get the ugliest award. My flip-flops are the ugliest shoe. My next award is going to be for the prettiest shoe. Okay, let's see. I said that I like my hiking boots. They are pretty because I like the pink in them. But my high-heel shoes, I think, are very nice, especially for special occasions. So, I think the award for the prettiest shoe goes to my high-heeled shoes. My high-heeled shoes are the prettiest shoes, I think. And finally, the award for the most comfortable shoe. Let's see. I do like my flip-flops because I can walk around the house, but they aren't very comfortable for walking long distances. My high-heel shoes, not comfortable. My hiking boots are fantastic for walking around in the mountains. I feel like my feet are on little soft clouds. So, I think the award for the most comfortable shoe goes to my hiking boots. My hiking boots are the most comfortable shoes.
So did you hear that I said that my high heel shoes were the prettiest shoes? Or that my hiking boots were the most comfortable shoes? Or that my flip-flops were the ugliest shoes? Well, these are superlatives. And we use superlatives to compare one thing in relation to many other things. But what does that mean? Basically, it's like giving an award to one thing because it is excellent and the other things are not as excellent. So we can do this by using the word the and then the superlative adjective. For example, Burj Khalifa, which is a building, Burj Khalifa is the tallest building in the world. So let's study some of the rules we have to remember when we use the superlative. It starts with the adjectives. If the adjective is 1 or 2 syllables and ends in a consonant, we just add est to the end of the word. Like small becomes the smallest, or hard becomes the hardest. If an adjective has 1 syllable and follows this consonant, vowel, consonant pattern, it's kind of similar, except we double the last consonant, or we make 2, and then add est. For example, big ends in a consonant, G. So we have to make 2 G's, and it becomes the biggest. Or hot becomes the hottest, with 2 T's, and then est. Now, if our adjective has 1 or 2 syllables and ends in a vowel, we only add st or st. For example, large ends with a vowel, e. So we just add st, the largest, just st, because we don't need 2 e's here, only 1. Now, if our adjective has 2 syllables and ends in a y, we change the y to an I and then add est. For example, happy ends with y. So we say the happiest. The I used to be a y, but now it's an I and then est. The happiest. Now this rule with the star is very different, so we need to pay extra close attention. If our adjective has 2 or more syllables, we forget about est, and we write the word most and then the adjective. So for example, beautiful has 3 syllables, beautiful. So we write the, and then the word most, and then our adjective, beautiful. The most beautiful. In this rule, we completely forget about est, no est, and instead we write most. Now, in the superlative, the adjectives good and bad have irregular forms. Good becomes best, and bad becomes worst. So these 2 forms, best and worst, are forms that you need to remember when you use the superlative. Now that we know some of the rules to make superlative adjectives, we are going to practice by looking at the people in this class. Let's start by looking here at this little boy. His name is Patrick. Doesn't he look very, very silly? He's making his friend Eddie laugh. So it looks like Patrick is the silliest boy in class because he makes everyone laugh. Now, in the rest of the exercise, we are going to write the superlative for the person that we see. In the next sentence, it talks about Eddie. Eddie is the boy in class. He plays a lots of sports. Now, which one of these adjectives describes someone who plays sports? Ah, sporty. Eddie, yeah, he has a basketball. So Eddie is the sportiest. Remember, sporty ends with a Y. So we change the Y to an I and then add est. Eddie is the sportiest boy in the class because he plays a lot of sports. Now, look for key words in the sentences to help you decide which adjective to use. And of course, you can look at the picture to help you as well. Now, in this exercise, we are going to practice the difference between the superlative and the comparative. We have to read the sentences, then circle than or the in the sentence. Now, than tells us that the sentence is in the comparative. But the tells us that the sentence is superlative. So let's go ahead and do an example. Here in number 1, it says, Hannah is the tallest girl in class. We circled the, so we know that it is the superlative because the means superlative. In number 2, it says Tom is shorter than Steve. Okay, so I find than, and I know that than means that it is a comparative adjective. So I click comparative. Now it's your turn to do the rest of that in this exercise. Circle than or the. And remember that than tells us it's a comparative adjective, and the tells us it's a superlative adjective. Now it's your turn to try the exercises on your own. You're going to make some superlative adjectives. And remember, the word the is very, very important. Also, remember the rules that we learned, especially this one here, where we forget about est and we write most plus the adjective, like the most beautiful. So give it a shot, see how you do, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.